What's going on, guys? Got another comic book haul video for you. Picked all these books up on Free Comic Book Day back in May, so it's been a while. It's kind of funny, the Free Comic Book Day is always the first Saturday in May, except for the last couple of years because of COVID. And I'm in Louisville, so the first Saturday in May is also the Derby, so there's always Derby shenanigans going on when the Free Comic Book Day sales are happening, so it's kind of a nice little convergence of good things happening in the city. But anyway, I picked all these up at two stores. They were having dollar sales basically. These first books are some stuff that I picked up from Great Escape. The first three are the only books that are spec books. The other ones are all from my personal collection. So I've got a pretty big stack here. So go ahead and get started with this DC Future State. I think the full title is DC Nation Presents DC Future State. This was the free kind of promo material that they handed out a couple years ago when they were previewing Future State for DC. This is the one per store variant. You can tell by the it's got a black border. The regular one just has a blue border, and that doesn't go for anything. But this black one was a one per store. And when they came out, they were selling them for like 20 or 30 bucks, I think, and that's about the value that they've held since then. So I was just happy to find this. I have a regular one, or they gave it to me, I think, at one of my local comic shops when I was buying books. So I didn't buy any of the Future State stuff. So this was definitely going to be flipped. So hopefully I can get like 30 or 40 bucks for it. That'd be a nice little turnaround. And then one more DC book. This is Infinite Crisis number 3. This is a cool Jim Lee cover. This is one of the first appearances of the new Blue Beetle, I think. Whatever the character's name is, it's going to be in the movie, played by the kid from Cobra Kai, I think. So I'm not sure what his name is, the actor or the character for that matter. I just know that this is one of the new Blue Beetle's first appearances, so I was happy to find that, and hopefully I'll be able to flip it. And then last spec book, I was real happy to find this, Thunderbolts number 1. I didn't notice it until I was bagging and boarding it, but it is a newsstand, so it was really cool. It's pretty good condition. None of these books were bagged or boarded. They were just sitting in long boxes, basically. So I was happy to find this in good condition. This was the first ongoing Thunderbolts from 97. That's what the date on the cover says. So they just released the director's name. I can't remember him either, but for the Thunderbolts movie. But this picked up a little heat recently, so probably hang on to this until the get some casting news or the trailer drops or something, and then try to flip it. So the rest of these books are all from my personal collection. Starting off with some good Punisher Armory goodness. This is number 2. This is a cool Jim Lee cover. And then number 3 is a really cool Joe Juiceco cover, so I was happy to find those. I think this first volume of Punisher Armory went to 10 issues, maybe 10 or 12. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't know if I think Jim Lee only did the covers for the first 2. So unless I find the other issues have some better looking covers, I'm probably going to stop here. Just because these books don't have a lot of substance or anything. The covers are why I bought them. And that's about it. So let's see. Punisher Volume 1, number 11. Just trying to fill out the early part of that run. And then number 19, Punisher Down Under. Doing his best Tom Selleck from Quigley Down Under impersonation, I think. That's what the plot line of that story was. Anyway. Next, got Cobra Kai number 1. Johnny Lawrence continues to be my spirit animal, so anytime I see Cobra Kai books, I'm going to pick them up cheap. Got number 1 and number 2, so I was real happy about those. Next, got Annihilation Conquest Quasar number 3. I think this was the first time Phyla Vell gets the quantum bands, maybe, or something with her. But it's just a cool cover nonetheless, and I'm going to try to pick up as many of these Annihilation books as I can while they're still cheap. This one's a little weird, Little Nina's Wonderland. I just saw the cover caught my eye. It's got the mushrooms and then the kind of good girl, sexy cover on there. So it's never seen this before. This was from the early '90s, I think. It's pretty risque on the inside. She's like a space pirate, I guess. I'm not sure, but just ridiculous '90s independent stuff. Speaking of which, we've got Sewage Dragon #1. This is a parody of the Savage Dragon, obviously, written and drawn by Bill Mouse, it looks like, so that's pretty cool. This was from '92. This was right when Savage Dragon came out, so we're wasting no time on doing the parodies. Next, we got Spectacular Spider-Man 158. This one's pretty beat up. It's a newsstand too, but there's plenty of spine ticks on here. But like I said, none of these books were bagged and boarded. And I don't have this one, so it's a minor key, I guess. It doesn't really go for more than like $5 or $6, and certainly not in this condition. But I've passed it up a number of times, and finally just decided to grab it since it was only $1. So I was happy to add that one. And then next, I've got a couple of Spirit books. This is number 15. The reason I picked these up, these are both Bruce Timm covers. He doesn't do the interiors or anything. He just does the covers. So I was happy about that. So there's 15 and this is 16. So kind of a cool little, I guess, run, but not really. Just he did the 2 covers on these. So I think that's all he did in this Spirit volume. So it's pretty cool. And then we got some Usagi Yojimbo goodness. This is from the Dark Horse days. This is the Green Persimmon special. I think this is just a reprint of maybe an earlier series or an earlier storyline from either the Phantom Graphics or the first volume in Mirage, maybe. Because I don't think any of those were in color, so I think they just reprinted. Once Dark Horse got the license, I think they reprinted a bunch of the original stories in color. So I think that's what this one is. Next, we got Web of Spider-Man #500. Just a cool spider armor cover. I don't think this is, no, it's not embossed. I thought it might be embossed, but no, it's just got the shiny holographic or holofoil cover on there. The shiny. This is the first appearance of the spider armor, for whatever that's worth. We might see that in the MCU at some point. Let's see. Next, we got a couple of X-Men books after those just fell off the side of the table there. Sorry about that. Scared the crap out of my dog. Alright, so X-Men 273. It's a Jim Lee cover. It's a newsstand version, so I was happy to find that. And number 280. This is, I don't think that's a Jim Lee cover. It kind of looks like him, but I don't see his signature on there. I think he might have been out of the run at this time. So that might be one of the Kuberts or Los Portacio, maybe. Next, we got Batman The Long Halloween Special. Now, I've never read any of the Long Halloween stuff before. And this was, cover price was like an $8 book, I think. So I saw it for $1, so I picked it up. I haven't read it yet, but I hear the Long Halloween stuff's supposed to be really good, so I was happy to find that. Really happy to find this. Married with Children 2099, number 2, newsstand, Back to the Future homage. Beautiful, beautiful goodness. So really happy to find this. This completes my run for the Married with Children 2099. The first one is the homage to Star Wars. This is Back to the Future, and then issue 3 is a Terminator homage. So really happy to find that. Love Married with Children and love these covers. Next, I'll put these over here so they don't fall off again. I got some early Greg Horn stuff. So this is Judge #1, Judge #2, and Judge #3. It's only a 3-issue miniseries, and the covers look good. The interior is really weird. I'd never seen these in person before, but I knew they were Greg Horn, so I just grabbed them. They're early Greg Horn. And the inside, it kind of looks like computer-generated stuff, almost like with the rotoscoping look. So I'm not sure what is going on, if he did all this on the computer, and then some of them look really bad, actually. But what is this Image? So early. What year is this? 99. So early-ish Image. But yeah, I mean, some of these is not great as far as like looking like computer generated art. It looks like bad CGI almost. So not sure about that, but like I said, they're only $1. Early Greg Horn stuff I'm trying to collect, so I was happy to find the whole run in one go there. Next, Big Hair Productions #1 and #2. I'd never heard of these before, never seen them. They just looked like some fun cartoon books. I'm not familiar with this at all, but they're in black and white on the interior, unfortunately. I would have liked them to be color, but, again, for $1, you don't have to they don't have to all be keys when you get them. Next, we got Blair Witch Project #1. I don't think there's a number on this. This, I was hoping, this is more of like a prequel, I guess, to the Blair Witch Project. I was hoping it would be an adaptation because I wanted to turn to the last page and see if poor Mike was just standing in the corner like he is in the movie. See how they interpreted that in the comic book. But no such luck. It's just a couple of stories from the Blair Witch Project universe and no movie adaptation. I guess probably because, so when this came out in like 99 or 2000, it was like right at the beginning of the internet days, and this was like kind of the first like viral marketing movie from that era where they tried to market it as it was like a documentary and you weren't sure if it was actually real what they were filming or if it was scripted. So they probably didn't want to do an adaptation to spoil it, I guess. Not that they spoiled whether or not it's real in the movie, but I don't know what I'm talking about. Never mind. Next, Body Count #2. This is #2 in a 4-issue miniseries. Really cool TMNT miniseries by Kevin Eastman and Simon Bisley. It's very violent, much more like the original TMNT comics, but it's in color, and there's lots of blood and guts, people getting killed and stuff in here. So I think the tagline is "It's not your Saturday morning Turtles" or something. So I was happy to find that. Next, you got a Comico Christmas Special #1. Just grab this because it's a cool Dave Stevens cover, and anytime I find him, I will pick him up. Next, we've got Creech. I always want to say Creed because the H for some reason looks like a D to me. And I guess it would be Creed, but it's Creech because that's a C, I promise, and that's an H, I'm told. So this is Creech #1. This is Greg Capullo, original IP, just his creator-owned thing that he was doing in Image. So I think he's bringing this back now, but I'd never seen this in a while before. And I like Greg Capullo. He's a really good artist, so figured for $1, why not? Alright, next we've got this Devil's Reign run that I'm trying to work on. This is Chapter 8. This is Silver Surfer and Weapon Zero. So I've got, I think, pretty much like the second half of this series. I think it's either a 10 or 12 issue series, so I'm slowly piecing that together, so I was happy to find it. Next I found a nice run of Fearless Defenders books. Well, pretty much, I think I'm missing number 8. I'm missing 1 issue now, so once I find that one, I'll have the whole 12 issue, well, all the main covers, I guess. I don't know if they did any variants or anything, but I was drawn to this just because of the Mark Brooks covers, and one of the issues here I'll point out when it comes to it. And this one is for AU, and I was not sure what that AU meant. I thought it might be Australia or something, but I looked on the inside, and I guess it's the Age of Ultron crossover. So that's number 3, and I have the regular number 4. The regular number 4's got a different cover. I'm not sure if the guts and the inside are different, or if they just did some weird like Age of Ultron story within this Fearless Defenders book that wasn't in the main run. I'll have to figure that out when I go through and read them all. But this is not Mark Brooks' cover, but it's still pretty cool. It's got severed head of Dr. Doom on there, so can't go wrong with that. And this one is number 5. This is the one that basically sparked me to want to collect this whole run. I'm a sucker for a fighting game character select screen, and that's what this is. It's got looks like Valkyrie and She-Hulk going at it, and then it's got all the defenders up there that you can select. So I saw this about a year ago, I think now, and didn't pick it up because I hadn't found anything else at the store I was at, and I didn't want to. I think they had this one for $3 or something, so I was like, I'm not just gonna spend $3. I kind of like to have a stack, so kind of waited, and then I made the decision to pick them up for $1 if I could find them, and then lo and behold, I found this one again. So happy to find that. And this is number 6. This is kind of an homage to those weird horror. I think it says weird stories probably under that Fearless Defenders logo. Just kind of the homage to the weird tales, the Marvel horror books. And then we've got number 10, which is like a hip-hop homage. And then number 12, which is the final issue. It's kind of like a, I don't know, Snow White or fairy tale looking thing almost, especially with the trade dress there. So I was happy to basically complete this run. Like I said, just got one more issue to go, and then I'll be done. Found this Girl Genius number 9. This is the Kadja and Phil Foglio. It's a web-based comic, but then they printed out and published them in single issues as well. So just trying to piece as many of those together as I can. Jay and Silent Bob number 1. It's a big Kevin Smith fan back in the day. Loved the Jay and Silent Bob movie. That was the first time I'd seen Mark Hamill in anything other than Star Wars, maybe, in an actual movie outside of, like, what was that one in the 90s, The Guyver or something? But yeah, so anyway, goodness there. And I found Huck number 1. This is the Field of Dreams homage. I like Mark Miller, and I read this and really enjoyed the first issue, so I'm definitely going to pick these up whenever I see him out in the wild now. And I'm probably just going to start picking up any Mark Miller that I find. He's everything that I've read by him I really enjoy, so I may just start picking up any and everything by him. Alright, got some X-Men Adventures Season 2 newsstand. Cool Gambit cover. Haven't had one of these in a while, so that must mean I'm getting close to completing the runs of the first 2 seasons. I'm still debating whether or not to get Season 3 or not. I'll probably wait until I finish the first 2 just to start collecting that, or if I need something else to grab to start building out my stack at a future comic book store. But I was happy to find that. And then we'll close it off on some variants here. These were all $1 too. The price tags are between like $5 and $8, but they were all $1. These were all from the Zone, another comic book store here in Louisville. They also were having a free comic book day sale. I didn't get too many back issues from them. They have a bunch of variant boxes though that I like to dig through when they have sales, because they have cool stuff like this. This Batman Ninja Turtles this is Volume 3 number 3. That's the Kevin Eastman cover. And this is Volume 3 number 6, also the Kevin Eastman cover. And stay with the Kevin Eastman stuff. We got a Conan number 25 and a X Lives of Wolverine number 4. So it's pretty cool. I always like finding Kevin Eastman stuff when he's not drawing Ninja Turtles. I like his Ninja Turtle stuff, obviously, but anytime he does other stuff too, I'll grab that for cheap. And a King Conan number 1. This is Stan Sakai of Usagi Yojimbo fame, drawing some Conan, so happy to find that. And then we'll end on some X-Force goodness. I got 2 X-Force books. This is X-Force Killshot number 1. This is the Ron Lim variant. This was the one-shot that came out last year. It was the 30th anniversary of X-Force 1, so they did. Rob Liefeld did a series. He wrote, and I think he did the interiors on this as well. And there's a whole bunch of variant covers. So it was like a $5 cover price. So I didn't pick it up when it came out because I figured they'd be in the cheap bins pretty quick, and that did not disappoint. So the Ron Lim one, and then I got this. I guess this is I'm not sure if this is the main cover, but it's got Cable, Major X, Shatterstar, and I don't know if is that Agent Venom maybe, or Agent Carnage. I'm not sure who that is in the background, or who that guy is. But just end it there on some Rob Liefeld goodness. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will talk to you soon.